As a nutritionist and health coach of over 20 years, I've worked with many people who've suffered from EMF sickness, radiation sickness, and it is a real health risk to all of us. So in this video, I'm going to show you how can we mitigate EMF radiation with a device called the Somavedic. Hi, my name's Laura Rimmer. I'm a nutritionist and author. So EMF radiation, it is a real problem for all of us, and we need to look at ways to mitigate it. So what are the dangers of EMF radiation? So EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies or electromagnetic fields, are those invisible things that are all around us in our modern world, kicked out by cell phone towers, mobile phones, laptops, Wi-Fi routers, smart cars, smartphones, smart fridges, smart this, smart that. So they all kick out this radiation. And specifically, and more of a problem even, in the last few years is 5G, which is non-ionizing radiation. So I'm not a scientist, so I can't tell you all the ins and outs of the physics of it, but I do know from a health practitioner's point of view, and as I say, working with many people over the years who've suffered from a very real problem of EMF radiation harming their bodies. I do know that EMFs, 5G, is a threat to our health, and it's something that we ought to do something about, not just think, oh, I can't see it and I like using my mobile phone, so what's the issue? Because over time, and the thing is, it may not be obvious what the issue is. You might experience, so I've worked with people who've had terrible migraines, and they found out and it took them maybe a couple of years to realize that those migraines were related to their mobile phone use. They started clocking, oh, whenever I'm on my phone, within an hour or within a short period of time, I get a headache, I get a migraine. Other people have had burning sensations. Literally, they'll go near a smart meter or a Wi-Fi router or a 5G tower or just pick up their mobile phone and they will get burning or stabbing sensations in their body. So that's quite an extreme and obvious sign of EMF harm. But some less obvious things are poor sleep, insomnia, feeling stressed, because here's the thing, right? EMFs have been proven to disrupt your hormones, to cause neurological problems, to disrupt your nervous system. They can affect hormones, but also fertility, sperm count for men, ovaries for women. What else? EMFs have been linked to cancer. So if you want more information about this, then you can look at studies and proof. There are some good books. So Dr. Joseph McCullough's book, EMF'd is a good book on this. Radiation Nation by Ryan and somebody DeBorm is very good as well. And Dr. Martin Pal is very good on this stuff, and he talks about the specific things. So we've got these things called voltage gated calcium channels that are kind of opened up, and it disrupts. I'm speaking in layman's terms on this because I don't know the ins and outs of the science, but I would refer you to Dr. Martin Powell's work and these other books that I mentioned. And you can do you can just look up studies online. For people that say the EMF harm is nonsense, it's conspiracy theories, well, there is very real science to show that there is an issue, a serious threat to our bodies, not to be scaremongering, but to encourage you to mitigate EMFs. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. So yes, voltage gated calcium channels are opened up. It disrupts your calcium absorption and the use of calcium in your body. That's just one thing that the EMFs do. So with all that in mind, what can we do in practical terms to mitigate the effects of these EMFs, radiation all around us? Well, two key things that you want to factor in on a day-to-day basis. Number one, proximity. So proximity is your friend. The more distance that you can put between you and your mobile phone, your smart meter, if you have one, Wi-Fi router, the better. So more distance. The closer you are, you know, studies show that within 3 feet there's some effect, within 2 feet there's more effect, and within less than a foot there's a huge effect on your body, on your body's physiology. So you want to put as much distance as possible between you and your device for as much time as possible. The other thing you can do is use a EMF kind of blocker. So things like Faraday cages, you can put a Faraday cage around your Wi-Fi router. If you wanted, you could wear a tinfoil hat, but you might feed right into people that would call the likes of us conspiracy theorists if you do that. Maybe not the best thing. So what else can we do? In my view, and I've tested a number of things over the years, and like I say, I've worked with lots of people who've had EMF serious health problems, and my recommendation, the thing that I like to use, is this thing. It's called the Somavedic. So this is not an EMF blocker. So what this doesn't do, with a Faraday cage, then it literally puts a barrier through the metals in the sheet, like silver, or it blocks the EMF so that EMFs can't get through. One of these does not do that, just to start with. So what does it do? Well, I like to think about this device as it's a bit like the opposite of a Wi-Fi router. Think about your Wi-Fi router. It emits a field around it of Wi-Fi. So that's harmful radiation. What this little device does is emits a field, an electromagnetic field around you. Now it will cover the size of an apartment. So I think it's 30 meters. 30 meters or 30 feet, I'll double check, and around from where it is in a 30-meter radius. So it will cover a whole apartment, cover a whole house, and in effect, so when those harmful radiation rays come in contact with the magnetic field emitted by the Somavedic, it neutralizes it, renders it harmless to your body. Okay, so if you were to get a EMF reader out, like I've got a tri-field, then when I put a Faraday cage near my router, it registers 0 on the tri-field. This won't do that. You'll still see the EMFs being pumped out, but this mitigates. Now, I know what you might be thinking, oh, this is just woo-woo. Where's the evidence? Where's the proof that this works? Well, there are a number of studies, quite a few studies done. You can check them out on the Somavedic website. So I'm in the UK, so I go to Somavedic, S-O-M-A-V-E-D-I-C, somavedic.uk, somavedic.com if you're in America, elsewhere. And by the way, I have a discount code for you. I am an affiliate for Somavedic. It's not why I use it. I've checked out a number of different EMF mitigating devices, and I've settled on the Somavedic for about a year because, in my opinion, and in the views and feedback I've had from my clients, the Somavedic is by far the best device at the most reasonable price. Okay, so I'm an affiliate, just full disclosure. So if you use my code LauraHealth, LauraHealth, Laura Health, you get an additional 10% off. So how does the Somavedic work? Well, within it contains, so this band around the outside, that is a silver band, and then housed inside that, this is uranium glass, and it's got a lovely glow on the bottom. So aesthetically, it looks nice. As you can tell, I like pretty things. I'm going to a wedding, by the way, today. So yes, it looks nice. It's like a piece of art. But that aside, what does it do? How does it work? Well, it contains precious metals, things like gold, silver, palladium, within it, as well as certain minerals, crystals, and gemstones. So precious metals, precious stones. What do they do? Isn't that all a bit woo-woo? Well, these precious metals and stones, as you know, are used in all sorts of things in industry. So quartz crystal, metals used in mobile phones, in all sorts of technological things. So this is nothing new for all those people thinking, well, this is just a bit woo-woo. No, precious metals and crystals are used all of the time for their properties. So their properties of emitting certain helpful, healing even, magnetic frequencies from this. Now it is plugged in. All this does is amplify. So this amplifies the field. It will work, by the way, without being plugged in at about 60% capacity. The light goes off, but it still will work. But if you plug it in, it works at 100% strength and you get the pretty lights as well. So it emits what Somavedic call a coherent field, a healing field, a life-giving field, a mitigating, EMF mitigating field, and it's a 30 meters radius, I've just checked, from this device. It penetrates walls and ceilings, so that will do upstairs, downstairs, 30 meters from where you have this situated. So this will cover, as I say, your whole house. It will protect you and all of your family and your pets. It also, one of the other benefits is that it creates structured water. So structured water, in essence, is where the crystals within the water are uniform, beautifully shaped, and it not just has kind of under a microscope, it doesn't just look pretty, but it actually is more hydrating. Again, it's more healing, life-giving water. It's living water as opposed to kind of dead water. So you can put your water next to this. Now, I've done experiments. I've used filtered water, structured the water, and then put plants in it, or watered my plants with it and put flowers in it, and then done that compared to tap water that's been non-structured, not structured, next to the Somavedic. And the plants and flowers with the structured filtered water last longer. So cut flowers last, on average, in my experience, 2 weeks longer next to this thing. So that's just a little, experiment I did, but that's worked time and time again. I've seen that over and over. Now, I have supplied probably at this point about 80 people with a Somavedic. And it's been quite stunning to see the reports back from my clients. So many people have reported back better sleep, literally within days. I have better sleep. I feel more refreshed. I wake up feeling much better. I feel I have deeper sleep. Now that is proven by some of the scientific experiments that Somavedic have done on their device as well. By the way, this model here is the Somavedic Vedic. Okay, and incidentally, if you go to so here's my recommendation. If you'd like to buy one of these, you can get a heavy discount. Go to somavedic.uk from the UK, somavedic.com, rest of the world, and go to the shop and look up Somavedic Vedic. Now there'll be 2 models at the time of recording this. The first one is the full price model, but they at the moment on offer have a surface defects model, which is in the UK, I think it's about £167 off. And this is a visual defects model. There are no visual defects that I can see on it. It's so I was expecting it to have maybe scratches or something. No, it's fine. So take advantage of that, £167 off. With my discount code, do use that as well, Laura Health. You get a further 10% off. So in the UK, time of recording, that will bring this model down to £540. That is a very wise investment in your health, my friend. It really is, for you and your whole household. I have looked at other models. So I used, before I got one of these, a Key Home device, which was about £4,000. It's good. I also felt benefits from that, but it's massive. It's like this big. It's cumbersome. You can't move it around. Doesn't look as pretty. It was £4,000. This one is £540. So that works out at about £22 per month over the span of 2 years. You get a 60-day money-back guarantee with it. So if you buy it and just for whatever reason don't like it, don't get on with it, you can send it back for a full refund. There's a 5-year warranty as well on the device. So you have complete peace of mind. You have lots to gain. Protection, namely for you and your household from dangerous EMFs. This EMFs, cell degeneration, cell destruction. EMF Mitigator, Somavedic, cell regeneration, cell protection. So have a look at the studies on the website. I have met personally the owner of Somavedic and the inventor, a guy called Ivan, and the UK's representative, Joseph, from the company Somavedic, lovely gentlemen. I asked them a lot of questions that my clients had, and they answered them. And yeah, I have enjoyed this device. My clients have found very good benefit from this device. So I hope that this will help you to make a decision on EMF mitigation, because I know that's something that's important to you, because you found this video. So in my view, having tried a lot of things over the years, like I say, worked with a lot of people suffering from the effects of EMF, and a Somavedic has been proven to be helpful, useful at a very reasonable price. Yeah, so I would encourage you to check it out and get yourself one. Okay, lastly, something I forgot to mention. So two of my clients, two ladies, both reported back, because I held a Zoom training for people on the Somavedic a while ago, and two ladies that bought one through me reported back that they both had, independent ladies, they don't know each other, they're just my clients, they're my health student clients. Both reported back their teenage sons, they bought the Somavedic device into their home, didn't tell their teenage sons. Both teenage sons had behaviour problems, and both teenage sons were overnight calmer, more rested, and better behaved. That's in their own mum's reports back to me. So obviously that's anecdotal, that's just two reports, but I found that quite astounding. So to recap, things that I have experienced myself and seen from my clients: better sleep, feeling calmer, better behaviour for young people, so more attention, more focus, more calm, better behaved. And I know that other people have experienced, who have had radiation sickness, that the effects, migraines and things like that, and these stabbing pains have been mitigated, lessened, and even completely gone from using this device. So don't take my word for it. Have a look on the website, have a look at the testimonials. Yes, and I hope this review's been helpful. So use the code LauraHealth at checkout to get 10% off. And this is the Somavedic portable, which when you put next to the Vedic for half an hour, it charges up, so to speak, and then you can take it with you and it will harmonise your bioresonance and protect you from 5G and EMFs when you're out and about. So go to somavedic.uk and you look for the Somavedic Vedic, which is this model, which is the cheapest model that will deal with 5G as well as other things and structure your water, and then use Laura Health at checkout for 10% off. Enjoy.